Good morning, Merry Meet, everyone. Happy Moon Day to you all. I'm here to do the archetype of the week, and we have the sun. And I also want to add that the archetype of the year, 2026, will be the Magician card. It's the number one, and there's the Magician card. And I do have something I've put up. I think I put it up. I'm not sure, but I did write something on the Magician card, and we'll talk about that. And go check that out. Check out my Substack. I do a lot of work on my Substack, so go check that out. The link is in my the description or the bio, that sort of thing. So for this week, we have the Sun card, and its esoteric name is Lord of Fire of the Worlds. And here we are creating a life filled with joy, meaning, and purpose. Right after the Sun card, we have the Judgment card, which is where we are rising up. So this is like a rebirth. This is leading us into a rebirth. So this card is about regeneration and realization. The Sun awakens the child within us. It is like a rejuvenation of our spirit. It's strong and joyful and young. So this card, after the moon card, it shows the scorpion, coming out of the water. And after that, we emerge to a new day, a new light with increased strength and knowing what is real and what is not. So here we are flowering. This is a joyful process unfolding into our true self. This is about being present. We get a lot of energy from the sun, and it gives us constant support. So the sun tells us to shine our light without expectations. This is about unconditional love as well. It does not look for anything. It is what it is what it is. This is inner development that brings us to a point of seeing that there is intelligence that lives in everything. There is energy in everything. So it can be likened into a solar initiation. The sun here is shining direct, and it's immediate source of enlightenment in our lives here on the earth. The sun shines the light on the shadows, which is the subconscious, to it shines light in those shadows to lighten up, right? This is the subconscious. So it shines the light on the subconscious to make it conscious. Yeah. And at this place, we are reaching a balance between our self conscious and subconscious aspect. So it's about our intuition and illumination. And this is our birthright. And when you work with the sun and the moon energy, this is all about alchemy. The moon and the sun in judgment is often referred to as a fermentation stage. When we arrive here, we should have released all that was corruptible. And now everything that remains is of pure essence. This is perfect after the Cancer full moon that we just had, which was our Sea Mother's moon. It was a beautiful, beautiful moon. They called it that because it's of the instability. And the sun here is saying that, we are coming into a newness, a brightness. And I want to look at the number. Let's talk about some numerology really quick. The number 19 is on this card, and it means goodness. It's victory over disappointments and success in life. The number one is about our self conscious, and that represents the magician card. So we have that energy in here. The number nine represents inner guidance. That is our hermit card. So we have that energy there. And then 9 plus 1 is the 10, which is the wheel of fortune. So you see how all of these energies interlace and work together. The sun is the outer expression of the twist of faith that the wheel provided. Now, the wheel is the inner essence of the sun. And the magician is directed will, right? It's a concentration of energy performed by the self conscious, right? And the sun is high in the sky and it's shining brightly here, and the rays represent the cosmic radiant light. The wavy waves right here, they represent vibration. Yeah. And you'll see the sunflowers. The sunflowers normally face the sun, and here you see they're facing the child. And we have all of our natural kingdoms here, the four elements. We have the human, we have the animal, the mineral, the vegetation. Um, we have all of that on here because all creations right here develop underneath the sun. The sun feeds it all. Now, the stone wall represent that truth is partially revealed and partially hidden. So we will have to use our five senses. We can't just rely on what we see, the physical. Truth is limited when we just rely on the physical. We have to use our senses, our intuition, and feel our way through here. Um, Now, the message here is, we hear only as a child shall ye enter the gates of heaven, basically returning to a childlike wonder and purity, joy within our soul. That is the only way that we can experience life as heaven on earth. So, this is a return to light, reconciliation, regeneration, renewal. And this is stimulating new light to shine in our lives. So, the element is fire here. That's associated with Leo, which is the strength card. And Leo is exalted in Aries, right? Which is the Emperor card. And which is the fifth house of creativity and joy of life. So our sun influences our dominant personality in astrology. It is what drives us. It is the basic nature of a person. And the sun assists the ego to transform into positive self image. Now, the ego is something that has been really looked at a different way. And it's always like, you have to get rid of the ego. Well, no, the ego is what protects you. The ego is what helps you go forward in life and helps you have that motivation. So, especially in women, women in general really need to work on their ego. They don't need to dissolve it, they need to establish it because women are more prone to, allow other people, they're more passive in ways. And this is saying, and it's because we've been taught wrong. It's because we've been taught wrong. But anyway, the sun is the heart of our solar system. It is associated with our heart that pumps life into us. Okay. So when we're thinking about this, we think about generate, motivate. So inspiration, right? The sun brings people and situations to enhance. It supports our nature. Um, this is high vibrational energy and a childlike enthusiasm. It does support our vital nature. So, for this week, the sun is helping us awaken to inspiration. Um, it's inviting us to balance a reason with our intuition. Um, it's about developing a greater joy in life. So, this week, that is what we are going to be focusing on. Um, as children, we were innocent and curious. As adults, um, we don't feel that way. We feel like, we're burdened, we're nose to the grindstone. But it is now asking us that we need to regenerate ourselves. It is time to open ourselves to creativity, to express our will, remove ourselves from partnerships that are draining and uninspirational. Um, this is highly creative and full of life energy. So, yeah, this is perfect after the Cancer full moon when we release what is draining us, what is not good for us, what is not healthy for us. Venus is meeting the sun. Mars is fixing to meet the sun on the 9th. If you haven't checked out my Substack, please do so. I keep up with that because I write about these different things that are happening with us astrologically that go into this. Venus just had a rebirth. So anyway, yeah, this week it is definitely about tapping in to our creativity, to do what we need to do to regenerate ourselves, and to have that zest for life again. It is time for joy, purity, and a time for basking in the beautiful rays of the sun. Blessings.